I don't compare myself to other people.
Really?
No.
How have you learned that? Because that's hard for a lot of people.
The moment I start to do it, I stop. And this is, I've never said this, I'll say this here. I've never watched anybody else's podcast interview, ever.
What do you mean?
Not that I don't like your show.
What do you
It's
mean?
a great show. I watch the clips. I watch the clips. So for example, so I've done podcast interviews, right? Your show. I won't sit and watch somebody else's because I don't want it to get into my head. Because then I start doing, oh, they did this, or I should say this or that. And to be frank, I actually learned this in Secret Service training from shooting. Because when you would shoot, they'd like line you up and the targets were really close to each other. I mean, safety, like within reason, but everybody could see everybody's target, and it was very easy for your eyes to go to the other person's target. And you start to kind of psych yourself out. Oh, his hole's perfect and mine sucks. And you might think like, well, what's the big deal? It is a big deal because when there's 40 special agents watching everybody else, they're like, she sucks, I'm not gonna take her out with me. Or he's not this, or they look like a mess. So you start to care. So I don't, Louis, as I move up, I'm very careful. And when I look at other people's content, I look and I move on. And that's a really big thing. And I don't try to do what other people do. And sometimes I have people hit me up and they'll say, you know, Evy, you know, how can I be a better speaker? And you were talking about that before. Or how can I be a better interviewer on my podcast? And I want to sound like this person. And I'm like, stop watching what other people do. If you want to mess with your head, look at what everybody else is doing and then compare it to you. And then now, instead of you being just like genuine and authentic, you're trying to do what other people do, and that doesn't work. And I really feel like that's the biggest thing. Even when I go on the news, I cover news here at 30 Rock. For NBC, I cover law enforcement and crime. I'll listen to the other news anchors, but I'm always very careful when I listen to the other commentators to really just be like, just do your thing, just do your thing.